Is a tourist destination, and not just because of the Kruger National Park, something many might think. The province is taking advantage of Tourism Month to show off.
Well, it will host its Tourism Expo next weekend, showcasing all it has to offer. The province has hopes that this will draw visitors to the lush green hills of the place of the rising sun. So let's get more now from Mpumalanga from Jakarta Holdings, who are co-hosting the expo with Mpumalanga Tourism. Thank you so much for your time this morning. Let's talk a little bit exactly what can we anticipate for this expo. As you said, it is the land of the rising sun, beautiful scenery to actually introduce those potential investors to. But what is on the agenda?
Good morning to you and good morning to your viewers. We have this Tourism Expo that we are doing at Riverside Mall this coming weekend, 24 and 25 September. The aim of the expo is to provide a platform for tourism recovery in the province. We started last year in 2021 and we had a very, very big interest, products wanting to come in and exhibit their tourism products. So in the 2021 installment, we continue and we're doubling the number of exhibitors because of the huge demand that we saw last year.
Mr. Mtetwa, when you say Mpumalanga, people, almost first and immediately think the Kruger National Park, but that's not all the province has to offer, right? So what will the expo be looking to do in terms of showcasing the rest of the province, telling people that, no guys, we're not saying don't go to the Kruger National Park, we're just saying there's something else that the province can offer you?
Definitely. The Mpumalanga province consists of 3 different regions, and the Kruger Park is in the region called Etlanzeni, but we've got Khersibande, also we've got Kangala. So in our invitation of the exhibitors this year, we have ensured that we get representation from these other 2 regions. So when you come to the Mpumalanga Tourism Expo, you will see a variety of products that not only are about Kruger National Park. For example, we've got the panorama route, which is one of the routes that is popular for tourists who visit the province, where you find a God's window, you find a Graskop Gorge lift. When you go to the area of Kangala, we've got Loskop Dam there with a lot of water activities. And also the Dr. Esther Mahlangu area is also one of those that we invited some of the people to come and showcase. And also we're inviting crafters as well. We've got 20 crafters from the 3 regions. And remember, Saturday will be the Heritage Day on the 24th. So there'll be a lot of showcase in terms of the heritage of South Africa that will be on the floor.
Certainly, COVID-19 has done a number in terms of just being able to perhaps break down a little bit the tourism industry, and the recovery of jobs, the recovery of livelihoods becomes a top of the agenda here. But it also requires for us to rethink how do we sell tourism and to rethink the innovation that needs to come on board for the purpose of actually selling tourism, never mind to an international market, but to a domestic market as well. What have been some of those key insights, especially following COVID-19 for you?
That's mainly the reason for us to have started this initiative, looking at the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. And also just to say, as tourism recovers now going forward, what are the things that we can do so that we assist the industry to recover faster than it could have been? So also in terms of jobs that we are talking about, obviously the platform that we provide ensures that as people get more business, then they're able to sustain their livelihoods, sustain their businesses, and they're able to create further jobs going forward. So in this year's installment, also we're including the students, the tourism students in the province, just to give them a platform also to be in an environment where tourism is happening live. You will know that most of the tourism students will study in a classroom, but in most cases, they don't get an opportunity to go to this type of a setup and interact with the product owners and also be part of a live tourism event. So we also believe that with this initiative, we're able now to have more entrepreneurs that will come in and be able to create more employment for the people of Mpumalanga and people of South Africa. We're also inviting our neighboring countries. As you know, that Mpumalanga is very in a close proximity with your Mozambique and your Kingdom of Eswatini. And of course, pre-COVID-19, the bigger markets from Mpumalanga, when you talk international, were those two countries, Mozambique and Kingdom of Eswatini. So we'll be having some of the hosted buyers coming from there, and also having some of their tourism authorities showcasing what one can do in the proximity of Mpumalanga, Mozambique, and the Kingdom of Eswatini.
Mr. Mtetwa, since the restriction of, well, the removal of the restriction of masks and such, which to some South Africans essentially signaled that, not that it's gone, but signaled that COVID-19 is now done. There's been an uptick, one would say, in events being attended. You see stadia, inviting a number of people back into the grounds. People are going back to things, or rather starting, at least if they were not doing them, starting to appreciate things a lot more because COVID-19 had taken them away from them. You're now getting to realize that, wow, I actually have not traveled as much as I used to, before. Before I would go now and then. Now people are actually going out there and experiencing life a lot more because they've come to realize that a pandemic such as COVID-19 can take that all away from you in just, the blink of an eye. Are you realizing, as the province of Mpumalanga as well, that there's been an uptick in people appreciating and experiencing the province since, of course, we've had masks taken?
Definitely. We've seen an upside in terms of activities and also people going out, particularly in areas like a shopping mall. So we'll be having this type of an event. But we're seeing quite a lot of traffic, people getting out there and being able to go to their favorite spots. And we anticipate the same thing this coming weekend, that you will see people coming in numbers to be able to explore and also just plan their holidays going forward. As you know, that this is now spring and the festive season is around the corner. So we want to encourage people as well to plan early and come to the expo to check out what are the things that they can start to prepare for and plan for the festive season in terms of going out or taking a short left.
How then are we making sure that this translates to even the small business owner and the informal business sector? Because oftentimes when we have conversations around tourism as well as opportunities to tourism, and as we know this, Xolani, is that unfortunately the tourism sector is still one of the least transformed sectors of industry in this country, right? That we know, which means that the small business owner or the informal business owner who is often black will lose out on the opportunities that get to be gained by having such expos. Then how do we then start democratizing almost the opportunities of tourism so that it does not only reach the guy that owns a game farm, but it also can reach that and that individual that owns, for example, a small business holding that wants to participate equally?
Yeah, for sure. That's why we're inviting the schools, the tourism schools, because we believe that if you instill the culture of tourism early, particularly the students that are studying tourism, you instilling, the will and that interest and showing them that there's an opportunity for them to get into this space, But also the informal traders that you're talking about, it's one reason we then spoke to the Department of Culture in the province to say, how do we then involve formal traders like your crafters, to come in and be able to display what they are selling so that they can also be able to put bread on the table. So that's exactly one of the reasons why this year we're growing our event to include those informal traders and provide them with a platform as well to be able then to have a slice of the cake.
Mr. Mtetwa, thank you so much for joining us here on the South African Morning, and all the best with next week's expo. That is Xolani Mtetwa, who is the CEO of Jakarta Holdings, responsible, of course, for the Mpumalanga Tourism Expo happening on the